Hi, everybody. I'm Cher Salisbury and with 7-Star Systems. And don't let your eyes glaze over when you see support and cybersecurity. I thought I saw a few glazing over there. But obviously, saving your bacon is about saving money. And we have a long list of services. It affects every single person in this room and everybody that you deal with and all of your clients and your family. So I feel like we're well positioned, to help you. So 7-Star Systems, I'll talk a little bit about what we're about and our why and everything, but this is the owner, Chris Sappington. Many of you know him, and he's a great boss, and I'm the director over client development. So started in the dorm room type of a story, but found his business partner in college, and then they started, like helping everybody, and at some point started charging way down the line, and then in 2000, that was in 2007, during the pandemic, decided to go live and make it a real business. So that's why it happened. But we exist because very few of the IT providers out there are willing to provide enterprise level service to small business. And I will talk about what that enterprise level means in just a minute. But anyway, and it's great fun, and yes, there are certainly IT horror stories. But for myself, why am I here? My career is longevity in healthcare, IT, huge health systems, huge hospitals, all of that. In my career, I call it storied, 3 different times I've stepped away to start again with a small business because that's what I truly enjoy. I'm a Kansas girl from a small town, and we really like... That's right. And so, anyway, but so I, had a very successful corporate career. I was one of those after the pandemic that stepped away and said, I want to do something else and do it differently. So the biggest thing, the most fun for me is when you are building a business like we all are, the most fun and the most impactful is being able to be as close to the revenue as possible. And by that, I mean being able to, everything you do on a daily basis and monthly basis affects what happens with your business. Every part of what you do affects that. And to me, that's the most fun. It's like working with a big corporate client that has, 14 levels of approval, but, everything you do has an impact, and that's a really good, satisfactory component for me. And the last one, every minute needs to matter. Wasn't sure if I was going to share this, but I'm going to. In May, I was given a cancer diagnosis, and I'm working my way all through that right now. At least I can say it out loud now, which I couldn't for many months. But anyway, what came into sharp focus for me at that time is every single thing I'm doing has to matter. It's just like super laser focused. You hear that all the time, but I'm here to tell you that it really, really has to matter. Or why do it, right? That's why you're all in business, why we're all in business. And so that's just something I'm sharing because, it's probably, some of you already know that, but it's been a challenge, and just want to say Kim's been there for every second of it. So thank you. Don't glaze over. I'm not going to go through these. I just wanted to show this impressive slide because this is just the core services of what we do, and it's only to illustrate that we do it all. So don't glaze over. Stay with me. The biggest thing is you cannot find, or it's very difficult to find as a small business, we need this. You've got remote workers. You have 8 devices connected to, you've got people in the field, all of that. And everybody has that. And we'll handle all of that for a flat, very unbelievable monthly rate. So that's not something you see in the business. In fact, people go, you're charging what for that? But it's scaled to small and medium-sized business. So you can have, and I mentioned I was going to talk a little bit about the enterprise level support in big corporations, which I come from. Enterprise means multi-locations, multi-systems, multi. And that might not be true for a small business. It may or may not be, but typically not. So that means the people that are delivering the service to your small business or your client's small business are enterprise level trained. They worked in these corporations. They're getting what the big guys and gals are getting, and you're getting it for tailored and scaled to small and medium-sized business. So We want to make it accessible for everybody, and that's why we're doing what we're doing. Again, small and medium-sized business, but if you were to think about a referral or who we'd want to talk to, you know, maybe they can't afford a full IT staff, typically not. They're tired of having non-dedicated staff serving their IT. They've got the brother or the dad or the person or the accountant that's tech savvy. But they need those people to be doing their jobs instead of working on technology. So there's that. And the risk I want to talk about is you may or may not know that 40% of all cyber attacks going on right now are targeted to small and medium-sized business because you are perceived as more vulnerable, and we are. So that's the risk. You know, it's climbing, unfortunately, but that has a negative impact to your revenue and downtime. So you know that, and I'm just lifting it up. So, yeah, just these, you know, things that are happened, and you can read them there, but I was just gonna mention that, I mean, just last week, I mean, I'm in the business, and I was busy, I knew Chris was busy, and in a meeting, I got a text that said, you know, Chris Sappington, and, you know, what are you doing? Are you available right now? Of course, I answered back, of course. Can you run an errand for me? I need it right now. Of course. The next thing was, I said, what do you need? What do you need? And the next line was something about, I need gift cards to give out at the meeting, whatever, and all of a sudden I started going, gift cards with Chris, you know. So I knew he was in this meeting, but I called him anyway, and he goes, oh my God, you know, anyway. So I'm just saying, it'll happen to the best of us. It happened to me. I had a new phone. So anyway, these things are scary. That's one of the, we've got horror stories around that. But anyway, I'm mentioning the 40% of cyber attacks targeted to you, and we're all about prevention, proactivity. These are people who we'd love to meet, because people ask me that, who do you want to talk to? Maybe you can read those through and see if you fit anywhere in there. These are just some, because everybody needs IT, everybody needs support, and cybersecurity. We're not insurance, we're the proactive cybersecurity, putting software that will protect you, monitoring your equipment and systems 24/7, helping with your software providers, all of that. And these are just common issues. Basically, questions.
Anybody have a question?
So what size small business? So like 2 employees?
All small.
Nobody's too small. One, and the sweet spot, you know, 100 and under, 50 and under is the sweet spot, I would say. And so, but nobody's too small. Remember that. You know, one person, you've got probably more than if you had 5, because you're one of you.
Disabled, it's a great. And you guys, you know, a lot of your workers, even if they can do it, they're getting called on the weekends, called in the evenings, and they get mad. This is their free time, their family time. Like, it's really important to have an outsource that can take care of your employees directly, right?
Right.
And you can really, that can be detrimental to the well-being of your members.
That's right. Has revenue impact and downtime.
Okay.
Yeah.